the Canadian Context number 18. I'm joined by my host, Abigail, and it's myself, Dylan. As usual, it's usually just us.
Yes,
Now,
hello.
uh,
If you want
today
to
we're going
be
to
a
be talking
guest,
about.
contact us.
Yes, please do. We're itching to talk to someone new instead of just us two. So today we're going to be talking about our military, and I think a good chunk of it will probably be about our Air Force because I feel like that's where we're lacking the most.
Why?
Okay, the main problem is that almost all of our equipment that the Canadian Armed Forces uses is like from the 80s and 70s.
Yeah, that's a good point. It is now
So stuff
2025.
is out of date. Don't get me wrong, I think like we're getting into drones now, like that's kind of, that's been the thing. But our actual equipment like fighter jets, planes, and helicopters are like all from the 80s, maybe even 90s if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Gonna...
I don't feel like we would win a war.
Oh, hell no.
No, what did you say before?
Oh, yeah, I was going to pull up our Air Force is like all the stuff that we use.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I have it now. So yeah,
okay.
Literally our current inventory. So, okay, take a guess how many jets that we have, like fighter jets that we have in service. So that means ones that aren't like, for show or whatever. They're literally in service. Just take a guess.
50,000.
Oh gosh.
What is it?
A lot lower.
Oh no. 20.
It's 85.
8,500?
85.
Just 85.
Just 85.
Sorry.
That's it.
85? What are we supposed to do with that?
And so yeah, that's the CF-18. That's our main fighter jet for any non-Canadian users. It's based on the F-18 platform, and yeah. So low.
I don't know why I just started laughing.
I mean, if you think about it, like we're not like, we're not the States. We don't have a massive military, so it kind of makes sense that we don't have like a crazy amount of fighter jets. Although I want to compare to like Germany, for instance. Germany fighter force. Okay. That's strange. Okay. Why is this giving me multiple countries? Okay, so Germany uses mainly the Eurofighter, and they have. Okay, so. Hold on, I gotta do a quick math here.
Okay.
Apologies, everyone.
We're not the smartest people out there.
No, gosh, no. If you've been listening for us long enough, you've probably figured that out.
Yeah.
Okay, so in total, they have 143 fighter jets.
Germany is less populated than us, aren't they? Or is it similar?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, less?
I believe it's less. Germany population. How much, do you know off by hand how many people live in Canada?
40 million.
40? Oh, wow. They're a lot bigger than us.
Oh, okay.
They're 83.28 million. That was recorded in 2023.
Okay.
Damn, Germany's pretty big.
Yeah, I'm surprised. It must be really dense.
So that's just one type of fighter jet, might I add. There's 68 of another kind, and there's 21 of another kind. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
You'd think we would have more.
Yeah, maybe they're not as common as we thought.
I'm sure if I pull up the United States Air Force.
Oh, yeah, let's see that for comparison.
Yeah.
For them, I would guess, based on the other answers I've seen,
Thousands,
I
yeah.
would say 20,000.
Hold on. You gotta get to the.
Yep, take your time.
Doesn't give me numbers. God dang it.
No?
Okay, hold on. It's not as. There's no pictures. I like pictures. So, for instance, we'll just go up to the most recent five. Okay, so the F-35 Lightning II, there's 302 of those.
Okay.
That's pretty brand new. The F-22, there's 183 of those. Okay. Holy shit. F-16s, that's like probably your most like common fighter jet.
Yeah.
762.
Wow.
Um,
So for our number 85, does that include all types?
Correct.
I see.
Yeah, we have like so we have the CF-18, we have 85 of them, and then there's 7 other F-18s from like Australia and 12 from the States.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, that's not good. But I'd like to believe we are a very peaceful country.
We are.
And we will never need to use them.
Yeah, so our military, like, we're lacking, but I think it's mainly just because we don't want to spend so much on, because recently, I think Carney just canceled the plan to buy a crap ton of F-35s from the States because it is just too expensive, and we could have just went with like a European manufacturer for fighter jets, and it would have been much cheaper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know they're good to have just in case, but I feel like the world, for the most part, has passed that war stage. I think we've learned from that.
It's more or less, I think they're seeing it like this. It's like, why we don't really need top of the line fighter jets. We're not like going to war. We all we do is kind of help other countries out.
Yeah,
it's not really
feel like if we knew a war was coming, we'd quickly do a lot of buying.
Oh yes, dude, we'd be switch all of our like no more car factories. We'd all be building freaking fighters. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So
that's how it would be, literally.
It's good to have what we have at least, just as a little bed to fall into. But I don't know if it's really necessary, especially to have an army as crazy as the States. It's not necessary. They put so much money into it, and what has that military done? Well, I'm not saying they don't do anything, but it's just there hasn't been any attacks on the States, basically.
No.
There's no defending that they're doing.
No.
For their own country, but I understand helping others.
Yeah, so we're not like, the armed forces of Canada, we don't like go to the war. We're like, we'll always be helping other countries out. Like I know where right before the Ukraine invasion happened, like back when they were doing the what was it called? It was just before Ukraine conflict. Sorry, I'm just pulling up Google as always. The invasion. Oh yeah, so in 2014, there's a pro-Russian movement in Ukraine, it got violent quickly. So Canada sent like troops over to Ukraine just to like help train soldiers and all that stuff, just to like help, not like fight at all. But yeah, I don't think we have been at war since Afghanistan. Yeah. I think, that's like Iraq, Afghanistan, all that stuff. Yeah. We haven't been,
I do see other uses for the military other than war. Like, we do use them as, like, advanced security, with, politicians and stuff. I think it's good to use the military as guards for them instead of just regular police officers. because the military just has that extra level of training.
Mm-hmm. We also use them for, so like, let's say like a city were to flood, they would be there to help.
Yeah, I think that's a
Which is
great
good,
use.
honestly, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And I hope that our country won't be directly affected by any wars in our lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and
So,
respect to everyone in the military. It's a scary thing.
mm-hmm. So yeah, I think we have talked on the podcast about like what, at least what I like thought what Canada needs as of like for military.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, we've touched upon it.
we definitely do like we probably need more modern stuff, less like we just need to be kind of on par with everyone else.
Yeah, I think that's fair. We don't necessarily need more, but just updating things is just important no matter
Exactly. Yeah.
what. Yeah, because you
We
never.
don't need more. We don't need more stuff. We just need to get rid of our old stuff and replace it with
Yeah,
newer stuff.
because eventually maintenance on the old stuff is just gonna be more expensive than buying a new one.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I do
I don't
think
have.
maybe these upgrades should be made gradually over time instead
Mhm.
of buying 50 new jets in one go.
Yeah, that's what happened. We bought those like F-35s, and we're supposed to be getting 88 of them, and 4 of them arrive in 2026, with the rest of them to be delivered by 2032.
Oh, where
You
are
know how
they
long
coming
it's gonna
from?
take? The States.
Are we paying
Yeah,
tariffs on it?
who knows? Although I don't know if that order's still a thing. I know
Mm,
I think Carney only wants like a couple, like 30 of them, not even the whole 88.
yeah. It's not a bad idea to
Mm-hmm.
invest in it. I know we have been slacking.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
once we do get those, I'm sure we're probably gonna run both the CF-18 and that new jet whenever that comes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when it comes to like other countries, probably I've been told that like we get laughed at because our military is kind of a joke compared to like theirs. I mean, if you compare us to hell, Germany, France, we'd probably get destroyed, especially if you
Yeah.
compare us to the States.
Yeah. How did that happen where our military got so far behind?
I think it's just because it's probably just a spending thing. I mean, you think about it. Germany's always been like strong military.
Be careful what you say here.
Oh, I know. Well, no, it's true. Literally, even
Yes.
today, they're known for having a strong military.
Mm-hmm.
Always, Britain always had a strong one, and so has France.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we've just been kind of slack, and I don't know if it's because we just rely. I don't think we rely on the States. I think it's just because it's probably just a spending thing. We just don't want to spend so much.
Yeah, maybe partially spending, but I
Mm-hmm.
think we do rely on our allies, and we have a lot of allies.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were to go to war, we'd have half the world on our side.
That is true.
So realistically, we should be okay. But we should be able to hold our own, whatever the expression is, take care of ourselves when all else fails, because you never know who you can trust. People can turn, and it's been proven lately. Yeah. Because now it seems
So
like the whole world has gone against the States when they used to be a really close ally with everybody.
I pulled up a Reddit thread, and apparently it's a priority, but we have a lot of deals with the States that involve us not growing a large, sophisticated military. Apparently,
You're getting this information from Reddit?
keep this in mind. It's from Reddit.
You know, I do trust Reddit.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Okay.
a lot of people are just saying the same stuff though, like just spending, and also we don't have a lot of people in the armed forces. That's also a thing. We don't
Yeah. They're
because it's
always
volunteer. You
hiring
don't
on
have to.
Indeed.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah, you can apply for the military on Indeed.
Yep. We're getting desperate.
Yeah. But I know why people don't want to join. I mean, there's
Well,
many
it's because
reasons.
it sucks your life away. That's probably why.
You get a lot of money. Well, your family does.
Yeah, your family does, not you.
Yeah, but like, you can be gone for months or years at a time on, on the front lines in battlefields, constant training, physical labor training. It's very intense. And I really do respect those that do it. I don't know how you do it. And I would do it if I could. Because that money looks good.
Yeah. There's also like, what was I gonna say? You could also, if you really wanted to, you could volunteer to join the Ukraine conflict. I know there's like the
yeah.
volunteer legions.
Yeah, you could just sign up and go. Not me. I mean, really, it's amazing that people do want to step up and help out like that. That's a really brave thing to do.
Yeah. So basically, sorry, I'm just looking this up. I'm actually fascinated. So you join the Ukraine International Legion, which is just a bunch of like, it's literally just a bunch of just other nationalities, and you all just like you could be fighting with some Italians, you could be fighting with some French dude, some Norwegian, who knows?
Oh.
It's actually wow. We actually have our own brigade in the foreign legion, international legion. We have the Canadian Ukraine Brigade. That's crazy.
That's cool.
Formed in March 2022, made up of ex-Canadian servicemen and fresh volunteers. That is so strange.
They really are desperate.
Although that's kind of cool that we have like a brigade just dedicated to Canadians.
Yeah. Wow. I feel like we sound a bit more muggy than usual, just as a side note. But
what do you mean?
Oh, especially me. I feel like I'm talking more quietly because it is almost 1 a.m. when we're recording this.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Totally fine.
It's okay. We gotta be quiet.
Yes. It's okay. I can just turn the volume up when editing.
So yeah, like, I feel like we should, like, I don't know, because I know everyone, like, is against us spending more money and all that crap. I feel like sending money to Ukraine is a bad thing, but I feel like giving them stuff that we don't necessarily need right now is probably, I'd rather them do that.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I do like the idea of helping other countries, though, because it's just building more allies, less war in the end, right? Because you need to create those ties.
Like giving money to someone that's like, well, I don't know where you're going to spend that, but I'd rather just send you supplies.
As far as I know, our country has a specific budget for giving to other countries.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're taking money out of our health care to give it to Ukraine. Yeah. It's specifically for that. As far as I know.
Right.
Yeah.
It does make sense.
Or it might just come out of our military spending. I don't know.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, it very well could.
Yeah. But we don't use that money anyways.
No. This is true.
All right. Any final remarks? What's your favorite plane?
Oh gosh, it's a tough one. If you gave me So like 90s, 80s, 70s, 2000s. You could literally name me one of those, and I'll name you a plane after that category. That's like my favorite.
Okay. A 2000s plane.
2000s plane. Okay. What has come out in the 2000s? We got to think of this because when you think 2000s, you're probably thinking of a jet that was designed in the 80s.
Okay. Well, you're the expert.
Yeah,
Are you
I'm double
Googling?
checking.
Okay.
Yep, I am.
I thought you were the plane guy.
I know, but like when I was a kid in the early 2000s, like you'd see like an F-15 and be like, yeah, that's the shit. But like that jet came out and like that jet is old.
Yeah.
Okay, so the F-22 and the F-35 were made in the early 2000s. Also the F-22.
Yeah, it is cool. It's loud.
You're damn right it is loud. I will say that. Oh, here's another thing we could talk about. Our air shows, they just need to be better. I'm sorry. Like the highlight was the F-22. That was it.
Yeah, I know. We watched this air show like 2 years ago in London, Ontario. Yeah. I mean, you're right. The F-22 is cool. But yeah, they didn't have a lot of cool stuff necessarily. I like the snowbirds.
Yeah, the snowbirds is cool.
All they do is formations in the sky. And then there was that woman who built her own plane and she was doing tricks in the sky.
Yeah.
With it. Yeah, that's cool.
I feel like the best thing they could do, and honestly this would be so cool, is just like if they had an area where they could just shoot fake rounds and stuff like that. Oh, that'd be so cool. But you definitely could not do that at an airport.
No. I think we've learned from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do know a few things in the States do stuff like that. Where they'll just shoot like fake rounds at the ground or whatever, and you get to see like fake explosions. So it looks cool.
That would be cool. That's more like a war show instead of air show.
I guess so. Yeah. I do think though when they showed the helicopters, it's like, okay, get on.
Yeah, that was boring. Yeah.
Because they're pretty plain helicopters. It's not like it's an attack chopper from the States or whatever.
Yeah, and they had some planes.
And they're not like
just going in laps for like 10, 15 minutes. Like, we get it. Anyways, I think this is a good spot to end it off. I have to go to bed.
Yes.
But thank you so much for listening to another episode. We've made it to 18, so thank you for sticking around this long if you're here from the beginning. If not, you can go back and watch the earlier ones. They're there permanently.
Yes.
Hopefully they're not embarrassing and I won't regret them down the line. But we'll see you in the next one.